I'm Jack Zenger. I'm a co-founder with Joe of our company.
And you look at leadership effectiveness. You can see here that the poor leaders in this study had 19% turnover, the good leaders 14%, but the best leaders only 9% turnover. And what we're looking at here is leadership effectiveness and engagement. So that's what we're seeing here, bad boss torture. But good boss, so the number one factor affecting whether you love your job or hate your job is the effectiveness of that leader. Because if you get an effective leader, and then if you get a great leader, engagement's at the 85th percentile. They're all affected by the effectiveness of leaders. So if we can raise leaders up, that's going to help a lot. So the question is, how do you do that? And here's what we found. We found that most of the time, if you give people feedback about what's wrong with them, guess what they focus on? I'd give them the feedback and I'd say, figure out why you're such a loser. What's wrong with you? Here's what Jack and I discovered. We discovered that about 80% of the time, that's the wrong approach. We looked at leaders and we said, wonder if you didn't have any strengths. Now we measure people on 19 competencies. So a strength was one of these competencies at the 90th percentile, something you're great at. So if you didn't have any strengths, your average effectiveness was the 34th percentile. So what would happen if you did one thing well? If you had 1 out of 19 strengths, well, the overall average would go up. If you move from 0 strengths to 1 strength, the overall leadership effectiveness almost doubles. This was a strength, builds relationships, but drive for results wasn't. What percentage of leaders would have that profile? And we found there was an 8% chance you'd be a good leader if you were good at A but not at B, right? Good at relationships, not at drive for results. How about the opposite? Good at drive for results, but not. Is this going to be higher or lower? What do you think? Lower? It's the same. It's 9%.
Okay.
Now, wonder if you were good at both. You'd expect that you get about 17%, but what you actually get is 82%. When we did this study, we started to think about that. We said, gee, there's an interaction effect between these two things. It looks like being good at relationships helps you drive for results. But what I do know is because of our research, we'll be able to measure it.
I'll be back.
Every so often, a client will come to us and they say, I think I want to measure something different. And so we build a measurement for that unique skill. And then we test it out to see if it is differentiating. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but we stay on the cutting edge of research.